Hello everyone and welcome back to Tea Time Crochet's podcast. Today is January 26th. I hope everybody's been doing well. I have had a pretty uneventful week so far, so I like it that way. So I'm going to move straight on into finished projects. I have no new items or any chatter this week. So finished projects are, I showed you this last podcast, is my hearts that I had finished. So I finished all three of them, and then what I did is I glued cardboard on the back to make them nice and stiff, and that's worked out much better than what I was originally thinking about the spray starch, and it was much easier too. So I will pop in a picture of what it looks like hanging up, so I'll put that in here. But I think they're really cute. I'm very pleased with them, so I did finish those. Even though I said last podcast that they were finished, I wanted to show you how I put the cardboard on the back. But I did have a matching little, for this little round table that we have sitting right here. I've talked about it in the podcast previously. I did have a really beautiful little table cover for it that matched this, but my dog destroyed it, so I can't show you that. And what happened is I had a candle sitting in the middle of it, and he knocked the candle over and completely just ruined it. So I got mad and threw it in the trash. So I can't show you that, but I wish I'd taken a picture of it before, because I alternated this variegated and the white, and then it had a white V-stitch ruffle around the edge, and it was very beautiful. I was very annoyed when it got destroyed, but so that is another thing that I have completed, but I can't show you. I completed my Valentine's Day wreath. I don't think that I talked about this in the last podcast. I think I've come up with it since then, but I wanted to make a Valentine's Day wreath, and I wanted to crochet items, and then I wanted to add a little sign. This was basically the only sign I could find that matched my colors. But what I did is I single crocheted the width around the wreath portion. And this is just one of those wire wreaths that I already had on hand. And then I just kept crocheting until it was the length that I needed to be able to reach around the circumference of it, and then I seamed it together, and then I just single crocheted the whole thing closed, and then I just made some little hearts. The hearts are, I got it off of Ravelry. I think it was called Valentine's Day Hearts or something like that. Unfortunately, when I printed it, it didn't print the name, so it was just really simple. You basically crocheted a little square, and then you did a shell stitch for the heart, the top of the heart portion. And then what I did to make the different shapes is I just, for the smaller ones, I used one strand and a smaller hook, and then for the bigger ones I used two strands and a bigger hook. So and then this is just a sign that I got from the Dollar Tree that I just took apart and used the portions that I wanted to use. And it's been hanging on my door. I'll pop in a picture of what it looks like hanging up, but I really like it. It's really cute. So I'll pop in that picture right here. So I have quite a few things that are finished this week. I do have one more item that's finished, and it's kind of been an ongoing project that I've been working on since last summer. So you guys probably don't remember it, and I'm going to call it finished. I still have to hide all my ends, and I have to put a button on it. But it is one of my crochet tops, and it's just a ruffle top. Let's see if I can hold it up for you. But it's, you know, really cute. It's made out of peaches and cream cotton. I don't know the colorway. It's one of these giant cones, but I have lost the ball band somewhere. But I just went until I ran out. I didn't have enough yarn to make another row, so this is what was left. And it's not as long as I was hoping it would be, but I still think it's cute. It'll still be cute to wear as like a swimsuit top, but it just has a ruffle all the way around it, and I'm going to sew a button on the back because I have a buttonhole here to button it closed. I still have to hide all my ends, but I think it's really cute so far. I've been looking at crochet patterns for shorts, so that might be something that I'm going to be working on next. I found some blue cotton when I was at Walmart that was pretty close to the blue that's in this, so I think I might get some of that and work on some of the crochet shorts that the patterns that I have found for summer, and it'll be a really nice cover-up for your swimsuit. So all I have left to do on that, and like I said, is put the button on and sew in my ends, and then sew in these little pads. They're just little like bra inserts, and I got those off of eBay last summer sometime. I think I paid $1 a pack from China, of course, but you know, they're really nicely made. So that's all I gotta do on that. And I believe that is all of my finished projects for this week. I do have whips. I'll start with the sweater I was talking about last week. So I wanted to start, I talked about last podcast that I wanted to start the entwined chic cable sweater. Looks like this. So I did start it, and unfortunately all I have to show right now is just a little bit over the ball, or the waistband, because I got like this much done and then realized I forgot to change hooks. So I had to tear it all back, and oops, and I haven't picked it up since. So this is what I've got. I was so annoyed because like I said last time, this pattern calls for a different crochet size hook for each section that you're doing. So you've got like 4 different sizes of crochet hooks that you're using throughout the whole pattern. But yeah, I did the waistband here, and then started doing, I must have got like 5 inches in, and then realized I forgot to change hooks. So I was very annoyed. This is the first, it's basically a slip stitch waistband. It's the first one I've ever done. So yeah, it was different. And then the only thing that I'm changing is it calls for extended single crochet. And I knew that if I was going to do a sweater, my tension would just get tighter and tighter and tighter. So I decided to go ahead and do half doubles instead of extended single crochet. That way my tension would be the same throughout. And I'll just, you do have a chart here on it that tells you the measurements and everything, so I'll keep checking and making sure that I'm on the right measurements for each piece. But I'm pretty sure, because I did some extended single crochet, and then I compared it to my half doubles, and they were around the same size. The half doubles may be a little bit bigger, but I think it's going to be fine. But I just knew that I I wouldn't be able to maintain that tension throughout the entire sweater since it's such a large project. If it was a smaller project, it would be fine, but I just thought it would be better to do this. So that's all I have on this one. I was rather annoyed with myself, so I went through and highlighted all the sections where you change hooks, so I won't do it again. And I hope to get some work done on that. My next whip is my last whip. I'm working on the Movie Night Cocoon, and it's by Two of Wands. I found it on Ravelry. I don't believe I printed the picture of it though. Yeah, it's just, you know, a shrug. I've had this pattern for a little while trying to find yarn that I wanted to use for it. So what I decided to do was, for those of you that have been watching for quite a while, you guys know that Red Heart Panther Pink is my favorite yarn, or my favorite colorway. I just love it. I love it above everything else. So I always like to do projects with it. So, but it's really bright and you really can't wear, well, I suppose you could wear it, but I personally will not wear something this bright on its own. So I normally like to mix it with black. So I had that skein, this skein of the Red Heart Panther Pink, and then I have a skein of Red Heart Black that I had started a shawl with, and then I frogged it, and I've just kind of been hanging on to it, trying to figure out what I wanted to use for these two skeins of yarn. So I decided to go ahead and make the Movie Night Cocoon out of it. And basically what it is, it's a giant granny square. I believe you go until it's 40 inches. Yeah, 40 inches. And then you seam it up and everything. So that's the diagram. I didn't print the actual picture for some reason, but it's just a basic granny square, and you just keep going until it's the size that you need it to be. So this is what I've done so far. I'm right in the middle of a Panther Pink row, so it's a little cockeyed right now because I got 3 sides and one side's not done yet. But I think it's going to be really nice to wear, and with the black it's not quite so screaming fluorescent. But I've been working on that a little bit. I've been trying to work a little bit on everything, so not to spend my time all on one project, so everything gets a little bit of a love during the week. And since I pretty much finished everything that I had on the hook before, I can start all new projects. So the only thing that I had started that I have not finished was this top. This is the only thing that was sitting in my stash that I had put on the back burner. So I finished it, and I much prefer having all finished projects and not stuff just sitting around. Since I frogged that other sweater, I'm much happier with it not just sitting there and actually being able to make some progress on something that I'm actually think that I'll enjoy doing. But another thing that I frogged was the that little swatch that I was making of like the puff stitch diamond, I think it was called. But I went ahead and frogged that because I just wasn't going to have enough yarn, and so pretty much everything that I have started is new. I don't have any old projects. So that is all that I have for this week. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.